How you doing? I'm Trenius, and you're tuned into the infamous Living Realm Network. Divine powers are always working for us because we're trying to do right. That's one thing you should realize, on your road to success. When you start to believe in yourself, because it's about making yourself better first, then you can make other people's lives better and the world a better place. When you start believing in yourself, you start to tap into a spiritual power that has always been in the world. It has always existed. It's called God. Okay, and so when you are tapping into yourself, the innermost deepest parts of you, your heart, your mind, your psyche, when you are believing in yourself to achieve something, the world changes around you. Your everyday world changes. That's the first thing you're gonna realize, in becoming successful. Everything that you thought was right ends up being something that was wrong. Everything that you used to see, they used to be this way, you start to realize, man, it's not even that way. It's actually this way. Because there's a renewing of the mind when you want to succeed and become successful. You can't just become successful because you just wanted to become successful. People become successful by means of recrafting themselves, turning nothing into something, going through stages, going through the process, going through a lot of negative situations and occurrences and circumstances is probably most of the time is what usually most people who succeed go through in order to become successful. So there's a big time frame in between not being successful and being successful, guys. And so what we're gonna do is we're gonna learn all the things in a little amount of time, like in between this bracket, from the time that you are not successful versus the time you become successful, and how to navigate through these obstacles. Okay, so I'm gonna break it down to you. Just listen. Okay, so the first thing you gotta realize when you become successful is that people are not gonna be there for you. Okay, this is a vision that you have. If it's something that you want to create for yourself, you have to keep in mind, can't nobody see it but you. You are the only one who knows what this success looks like. So if you try to tell your friend, or you try to tell your husband, or you try to explain it to some of your colleagues or whatever, they might smile in your face, they might agree with you, but you'll find out they ain't doing nothing but letting you down. They're always gonna be letting you down. Have you ever run across people who you said that you told them about something, you wanted them to help you start something up, you told them an idea, they smiled, laughed, giggled, probably was there with you for 2 days, 3 days, get it started or whatever. Next thing you know, they just fell off. Next thing you know, they ain't even worried about it. They don't even call you to see what's up anymore. That's one thing you gotta realize. You just have to deal with people not seeing what you see. And sad truth is that most people around you will not be successful. That's my reality. That's a reality that I face. In my life, my personal experience, I've never really had a friend who was successful. I've never hung around, a person who I knew was just successful. They're just successful. I never had that, in my life. So for me to be a guy who wants to be successful, I'm the only one who get to experience my own truth. And say you want to be successful and not go after the thing. Success is a choice. You got to go after the thing. Most people around you are not successful, not because they didn't have the opportunity, not because they couldn't get lucky, not because they didn't have the resources. They are unsuccessful because they chose to be unsuccessful. People are failures because they didn't see themselves succeeding. They didn't want to. They didn't even continue to try to make sure they succeed. Somewhere along the line they quit. Somewhere along the line they gave up. Don't you notice how unsuccessful people have the most to say? Unsuccessful people will always try to tell you what's right from wrong, what religion to join, which organization to go to. They'll try to dictate your life. They'll try to tell you all the things that you're good at, things that you're not good at. They try to tell you why you ain't got no money. They try to tell you why you broke. They try to tell you, they try to predict your future like they psychics or something, like they use their mind to 100% capacity. Unsuccessful people always have the most to say. If you don't believe me, just turn on a game of football and just listen to everybody in the room talk about football, talk about the players' lives, talk about their personality. Look at what happens at press conferences. People always have something to say. Why you didn't do this right? Why you didn't do that right? You did this, you did that. Don't you notice most people that you hang around are unsuccessful people because they have so much time on their hands, and they spend this time looking at people's lives, trying to see what other people are doing with their lives, telling other people how to live their lives, on Facebook, being nosy, sticking their nose in other people's business. That's what it's all about for unsuccessful people, because they don't have a destination to where they want to go. And if they do have a destination to where they want to go, they're not really going all out to get there. I'm 29 years old. I just turned 29 last week. And I've never been happy in my life like I was this year. And I'm happy this year because I've done a lot of things in the last 5 years. When it came down to renewing my mind, making myself better, so I make other people's lives better in the world. But I've been through a lot of stuff, man, at the age of 29. Now, once again, you go to an unsuccessful person who is very mad at the world, who can't never see the good in nobody else. You go ask them something, and they 50, 60, 70, 80, 90 years old, they know everything. How dare you be able to have success or want success? You're too young. Have you heard that before? You're too young. You're too young. Oh, how old is you? Oh my God, you're so young. Unsuccessful people always use age as an excuse. It doesn't make a difference. I know millionaires. I see millionaires on television and the internet who have millions of dollars at 18, 19 years old. You got young kids out here creating companies nowadays. If you don't believe me, look in open the Entrepreneur magazine. You got little kids in there creating companies. Making more money than your whole family made in this whole lifetime as one person. So, when you're becoming successful, you will experience a lot of strongholds. When I say strongholds, I mean like things that are in your environment, people that are around you, thought patterns in your own head that were passed down from you from generation to generation. And you will have to break through those thought patterns. You have to break through those negative beliefs and those limiting beliefs and those barriers in your mind. How when you first have a kid, it has the instinct to cry after it takes its first breath. Or, let's take animals for instance. Animals have like an innate instinct to know where to suck the milk from on their mama when they are born. They know that the milk is gonna be down here. So we have instincts that are already ingrained in us, and one of those instincts that are ingrained in us is just to keep the thought patterns that most people have. Somehow this stuff scientifically, biologically gets passed down to us. And so if you're feeling any kind of like feelings of if you're feeling like any type of negative emotions over you about becoming successful, and you're experiencing thought patterns of not being successful, negative stuff, this and that, blah, 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 most of the time it's because you're probably breaking generational curses. You're having to break a generational curse, generational curse. Things that held people around you that were just like you down for a long time, and they couldn't even overcome it. Just think how many slaves wanted to escape back in the days when there was slavery, but only one or two actually did the escaping part. Just think how many sat around and talked about, oh, when I leave off this plantation, oh, Massa, I love Massa, but I want to leave, but I love Massa. I want to leave, but it's too dangerous out there, Sally. It's too dangerous. Think about how many people wanted to leave, but didn't never, ever even make the effort to leave. And guess who one of the main persons that actually left? Harriet Tubman. Everybody know the story, Underground Railroad. One person who believed in something. And you have this all around us every day when it comes down to successful people. When you see a successful person, it's a person who took their cross up and ran and walked with it. who took their cross and walked with it. They did not give up. They did not give in to the limiting beliefs. They did not give in to pessimism. They didn't care what negative people said. They didn't care how they felt. They actually got up and made the thing happen. You know, and these are the people who are your successful people that everybody look up to, but everybody has something to say about them. So, you know, the road to success is not an easy one. And like I said in some of my other videos, that's why so many people are comfortable with just having average, just having a little bit, because it's easy to manage. See, when you get more money, when you become more successful, you have more problems. I mean, just because you get a lot of money don't mean all the problems gonna go away. No, you're gonna get a lot of money. You're gonna be successful. Yes, you're gonna be successful, but at the same time, you're gonna have a whole lot of problems to equal the amount of money you have. You might feel like, you know, your bills right now are hard to pay. Just imagine when you have 100 bills coming at you, you know, from all different directions, and you have $100 million. Can you keep up? No, I don't think so. You gotta probably go hire somebody to help you keep up with stuff like that when you become rich. But that's the reality of it. That's the reality of it. You know, sleep. None of that shit, man. Sleep. That doesn't apply to successful people. People don't get sleep. Successful people don't really get tired. Successful people are really energetic people who are always trying to create something. They always see over the horizon. They always see what everybody else don't see. Successful people see the future, literally the future. Like, the future is not nothing anybody can see. But successful people like you and me, you know, we see the future in our mind's eye, and we create it as time goes on. But regular people, they only use their 5 senses to know, what the hell are you talking about the future? I'm not making that and creating that in the future. Are you just insane? And so you're going to have to deal with the fact that you are all by yourself on this road to success, man. That's the harsh reality of it. You know, just realizing that you are the only one who wants this. You know, another thing that you should realize in becoming successful is that some of the people that you will become most closest with are people that you don't even know. You know, isn't it ironic how you watching me and you subscribe to me and stuff, you like me? That's because we resonate with each other. We vibe with each other. And that's how it is when you're trying to become something bigger than yourself. You start to realize, in order to become bigger than yourself, in order to obtain something on that scale, in order to obtain something on that mass scale, you have to come across like-minded people who are just like you, since your mind is so massive, you know, and you ain't gonna find that person next door. Most of the time, these people are from far and wide, from far, far, far away places who think just like you. And these people, like me, will be your biggest supporters. They will be your best support system because y'all resonate, we vibe, y'all think alike. And so, you know, it'll be a sad truth to discover that you cannot succeed with some of your best friends, people that are right around you, like right around you every single day. You can't succeed with them. They're just there. You know, the real people come from far and wide. God will send you people into your life to help you accomplish your dream once he sees that you really want to achieve your dream. You know, you grow up and mature in success. You know, that's what it's all about. You don't just wake up one day and you're just successful. It's a growth thing. It's a maturity thing. The whole time you are already successful. It's just a matter of you coming to the realization that you are as successful as you see yourself through your own eyes. You are already successful. It's just that you gotta grow into becoming it. You gotta grow into it. You know, it's crazy because every time I look at all the people who subscribe and stuff like that to me on YouTube, new subscribers every day. Once upon a time, I remember I didn't have no subscribers. 0. Now it's like every time I look at my subscriber count, it's more and more subscribers. But am I excited? Am I happy? No, because I see it every day. So it's not really something that sparks a level of excitement in me. You know, the only excitement I get is when I get in front of this camera and start telling you things that I've learned from other people, somebody else, myself, research, whatever. That's the only excitement I get. So what I'm saying is that when you become successful, sometimes when you are becoming successful, you might not even realize you're probably already successful because you're just on a different level. You see what I'm saying? Your consciousness is on a different level now. So you don't view success as if you were broke. You see what I'm saying? The rich get richer, the poor get poorer. Why is that? Because a poor person is only accustomed to doing things that poor people do. That's why it's called poverty stricken. Poverty stricken. A poverty stricken mentality is used to doing things that a poverty stricken person does. Don't want to do nothing different. Ain't nothing different gonna come from it, or at least that's what they believe. And they settle for poverty. Poverty is a disease. Poverty is an illness. Nobody should be in poverty. It's in the Bible. Everyone deserves the good life because there's enough for everybody to live an abundant life. It's just that some people are poverty stricken in their mind and have so many limiting beliefs in their mind that they cannot see that there is an other side to the story. The rich get richer because they're always thinking about rich thoughts, great things, going far away places, seeing in the future, believing in the invisible to happen when everybody's looking for something to happen with their own two eyes right then and there. Like, oh my God, oh my God. See, everybody wants to microwave them, but nobody wants to cook, you know? And I'm not talking about cooking in the kitchen, ladies. I know y'all can throw down or whatever. Send me a plate. But what I'm saying is, you gotta be able to cook up success. You gotta be able to cook it up. You know, sometimes it be right for you. Sometimes it tastes good. One day it don't taste good. One day you don't want that food, but you gotta be ready to cook, man. You know, this is a huge dinner. Success is. And so you gotta get it right as you go along your journey. So I hope this message resonated with you guys. I'm Trenius Henderson. You're tuned into the infamous Living Room Network. I love you all so much. Thank you so much for subscribing. Speak up, let your voice be heard. Thumbs up, guys. I'll see you in the next 24 hours. Peace.